Hey, a couple of months ago I went on Instagram to ask for some video ideas, and I've actually received a couple of really good suggestions, but this one caught my eye because as you can see from the title, it says how to dress to look taller. Now, the reason why I find it being interesting is because it's kind of relatable. I am not that tall. I'm as tall as Kevin Hart, so I'm not that short either, right? I do understand that, sometimes I feel like putting on an outfit that just makes me feel and look a little bit taller. That gives me, a quick self-esteem, confidence boost, you could say. But that doesn't mean that I'm saying that if you're short, you should have lower self-esteem. Like, I'm not saying that. That's messed up. Height doesn't define who you are as a person, and at the end of the day, height is just a number. So I just want to make things clear before I am misunderstood, So yeah, now before I go on another tangent, I just want to dive into my first point, which is you need to understand the idea of a good body proportion. Now, a good body proportion to looking taller is that you should have a shorter torso slash upper body compared to your legs. So, short torso and longer legs. Now, unfortunately, not all of us are born with that same body type. Now, there is a way for you to get that body proportion, and that brings me to my second point, which is tucking in. Now, it may sound simple, but it's actually pretty effective. By tucking in, you're making the torso look shorter. So what that creates is the illusion of you having that lengthy body proportion. Now, one thing I would add is that you should avoid tucking in the shorts unless you need to, unless the top is super long, just because they kind of mess up the whole balance. Plus, it doesn't make us look taller, so there's no point. Now, moving on to my third point, which is pretty much the most important part of it all, is finding the right fit of clothes. Now, us short people have a hard time finding the right fit. We go to the store, we pick out some items, and we try them out and realize that they're either too big or too long. Now, the right fit of clothes actually depends on your own body type. You could be skinny, slim, fit, muscular, chubby. It depends. But something that you should avoid is oversized clothes that are too big or too small. Because when you're in baggy clothes, you're just gonna look tinier. It's just the balance of things. And the same thing goes with clothes that fit smaller. A lot of people are saying that, if you're small, you should dress in something smaller so you look a little bit more muscular. I don't think that's true, because when you're dressing in something smaller, not only does it look uncomfortable to be in, and it actually is, it's also really uncomfortable to look at. Now, my take on the right fit, like I said, it depends on various body type. Let's take a t-shirt, for example. Go for something a little bit boxy and loose, but nothing too oversized. You want the boxy type of fit because you want to add that volume onto your upper body, but not too much. And the reason why I prefer something loose is because, I just want to move inside my clothes and not feel restricted. For the arm sleeves, I'd say nothing over the elbows. The length should be around the crotch area or above. If it's too far below, it's just gonna be a long line tee, and long line tee doesn't work well at all with short people. I've actually made that mistake a couple of years ago. I'm not ready to look back. Now, for pants, I would say avoid something wide cut, because it actually makes you look shorter. It's just the nature of the cut. What I would suggest is getting something with a straight cut, or even better, a pair of well-tapered and cropped pants. That brings me to my fourth point, which is tailoring and altering your clothes. Now, this part is, a little bit tricky, because you actually need to spend an extra amount of money on the clothes. But I'd still highly recommend people to visit their tailors, because it's sort of like an investment. Since you're gonna wear your clothes for a couple of years, why not make them look even better? And it'll make you look better. you know. So it's a really good investment if you have some extra money to spend, or you could do it yourself, DIY, if you have the equipment, skill, and knowledge of altering clothes. Now, the best part about getting your clothes altered is that what you're getting is a fit that's near perfection. It fits you perfectly. When you put on something that fits you how it should fit you, you feel great, you feel amazing. So that's why I'm recommending visiting the tailor. Now, there is something that you should take note of, which is making sure that you and your tailor is on the same page. Now, every single detail should be clearly understood. Make sure that measurements are made perfectly and every single information is well communicated, because you really don't want to mess up really good clothes, especially when it comes to much more expensive clothing or designers. Now, that's all for the tips, and I've actually written down some items that will add a little bit of height or make you look taller. Item number 1 is a pair of high-waisted pants. So what high-waisted pants do is that they basically enhance the illusion of you having this very lengthy body proportion, and they're actually amazing because I have 3 pairs of high-waisted pants. They're all from Uniqlo, but if you can't find any in the menswear section, there are actually a lot of unisex looking pants in the women's section, so just try it out. Now, my second item is shoes with elevated soles. This covers, you know, every single pair of shoes and sneakers with a much thicker sole. They basically add an inch or 2 onto your overall height. But if you want a budget friendlier way, get your old lace-ups like, you know, Oxfords, Brogues, Derbies, and get them to your cobbler and tell them that you want to add another set of soles underneath your existing ones. So basically just stack them up, and when it's done, you're basically getting shoes with a much thicker sole without breaking the bank. Plus, it actually makes the shoes look even better, so I really can't complain. Item number 3 is for people that dislike shoes with, you know, visible thick sole. They prefer something with a lower profile. So it's called shoe lifts, and what they basically are is, you know, insoles with elevated heel. So you just slide them in and just wear them like that. So that's an option if you prefer something low key and not this. Moving on to my 4th item. It's not actually an item, but basically you just want to wear something dark colored and, you know, something like an all black outfit, because it'll create a slimmer silhouette and make you look a tad bit taller. I think that's all for this video. I hope it helped, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.